This is the JUDITH TV show, my channel where I talk about marriage and marriage-related trending issues. My name, guys, as you all know, is JUDITH. I want to apologize, first of all. This live was supposed to be on Sunday night, but due to technical hitches, we couldn't just make it. Hence, we rescheduled it for today, and it's running now. So I expect you guys to join as the discussion progresses. But first of all, let me lay a background of what this is all about. I'm certain that a good number of us must have been aware of the rift between Davido and the trio of Sophia, his first baby mama, Tiwa Savage, his best friend, and her ex-husband, T-Blaze Balogun. I think it started by a post that was made by Sophia Momodu on Instablog, alleging, using the Instagram account of her daughter, Imade, thereby purporting that it is Imade that made the post, where she said that she's missing her father, that is Davido, and that her father has not been, open, or her father has not been reaching out to her, or something, that they've not been able to communicate or, be together as they used to be since the demise of her brother, that is Ifeanyi. And then when Davido saw that, of course, he wasn't happy. And for so many people who has been following Davido ever since Ifeanyi died, you know that Davido hasn't properly recovered from the death of that boy. He's just managing to forget about him and everything. So anything that you say or do that will remind him of that boy always pisses him off. And then this now coming from Imade that while Ifeanyi was alive, the third birthday that the boy marked, 4 days after that third birthday was when what happened. Imade did not attend that birthday. Rather, on that particular day, her mother took her to go to Jamil, that is Tiwa's son's, I think, birthday or whatever. Maybe there was another thing the boy was doing. That was where Imade went, not to her brother's home, which is Ifeanyi. And then when Ifeanyi died till today, not from Sophia, not from Imade, there was no condolences whatsoever to Davido, nor even to Chioma, nor even to their delegates as a whole. But Amanda, who is the second baby mama of Davido, who gave birth to Haley, the second daughter, immediately condoled Davido after the boy died, demised. So for Imade now to come and be saying that I'm missing my dad after my brother's death, don't forget, guys, that it was after, this is analysis now we are doing tonight. It was after the Ifeanyi's demise that Davido now married Chioma. Because the southeastern part of the country where Chioma is from, if Chioma is not properly married, Ifeanyi cannot be an Adeleke, as in Ifeanyi cannot be buried in the compound of Adelekes. That is the tradition of where Chioma is from. Though Davido had wanted to marry her by March last year, he had wanted to, because I said it, there was a trip they made to London where he was saying that, so he was just waiting for them to get back home, and then so they can plan everything, the traditional marriage, the court, and then the white wedding, before what happened now happened. So he now just went ahead to do that so that boy can be given a befitting burial, at least something that, is close to, because you can't call it even a befitting burial going by his age. The boy was just 3, just a toddler. So for Imade now to come out and be saying that, I miss my father after my brother's death, now put a question mark to that post, which Davido was not happy about. Now we come over to Tiwa. Tiwa has been Davido's friend for a very long time. As a matter of fact, people have been saying that Davido said Tiwa shouldn't befriend Sophia, but it's not good. Now, how can you tell an adult who to be friends with and who not to be friends with? But I don't think that was exactly what happened. You know why? Because it was the same Davido that introduced Tiwa to Sophia. Meanwhile, when Sophia got back to Nigeria from London, when she did a collab with Flavor Mabania, she was living in the same apartment with Davido, in Davido's apartment. So you can imagine the friendship, they have come a long way, so to say. When Tiwa had that challenge of the guy that posted his intimacy with her, on the social media that started rubbing off on her integrity. Davido was there for her. You understand? So I think when the post now came, Tiwa didn't tell Sophia to take down the post or whatever, knowing that she's the one that is posting those things. And then Tiwa now posted rather a video or a picture of where they went out together, herself, Sophia, and some other of her friends. They went out together to just have a nice time. It was during the Christmas festive season. So I think Davido was not happy about that, right? Maybe as a friend, he reached out to her or something. I don't know what happened, but what we know. I would always talk about what we know, the ones they put out on the social media, because nobody knew what happened, transpired between them. But it now has to do with Tiwa now writing a petition against Davido to the police. I think before then or after then, her ex-husband, who has remarried and then now lives in LA, in US, now sent an open written threat to Davido, insulting and then threatening him. There are two things he did in that post, insulting and threatening him. Because he said in that, I'm talking about T Blaze now, that is T.Y.'s ex-husband, because he said in his post that Davido is a billionaire, but his daughter is suffering. That shame on him, that he surrounded himself with idiots. Idiots are the people that surrounding him, and they can't tell him the truth, and that he tried to reach out to him, but that he rebuffed him, and that he's assuring him that this is the last time he's going to insult anybody, since his family is involved. That he recalled when he insulted Dylan Momodu, when he insulted Amaju Picnic, but he's assuring him that this will be the last time. That after he made all efforts begging Sophia to allow him to see his daughter, and Sophia now gave light conditions. So he thought he was doing his best for Davido, not knowing that Davido is stupid. In fact, it was just insult and insult and insult, and then now bottled it with threats. That after the Grammy, if anything should happen to somebody, you see me, you see the other side of me, blah, 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 blah. That was what T. Bliss, Tiwa's ex-husband, now posted. Now for Tiwa, when I have made about 3 videos on that, okay, the first time I came across that trending issue, that marital trending issue, I did a video in which I said, look, I don't know why this a mother of a daughter should always be a problem. Haley, who is Davido's second daughter, spent the Christmas holidays with him and his family. Yes, the second baby mama, Amanda, brought the girl herself to her father and then went on vacation. So why can't a mother's home be done like that? That's what I don't understand. Why can't a mother's home be done like that? Why is it a problem? Why is it a problem? And again, I want to know, guys, in this analysis, as you are joining, this is part of the things I want us to talk about, to discuss about, because I like to know. Is Davido or any man at that entitled to taking care of his baby mama, especially when there's no agreement, when there's nothing like, okay, my wife can't give birth to a child, my wife is barren, so I want you to get pregnant for me and give me children, maybe 1, 2, or 3, okay? Then the man will now be taking care of both the children and the lady. But where something like that is not in existence, is it the responsibility of the man to be taking care of the baby mama or his her child? That's what I also want us to discuss about in this this live streaming, okay? Because for me, if you set up your baby mama, for instance, Davido, number one, Davido is a very generous person. He helps people he doesn't even know, let alone. That time he said that his friends, that he just said this jokingly, that he needs money, he doesn't have money now. People now started contributing money for him. This one will give 1 million, say 1 million. Sophia was among the first people that they gave 1 million. Now, Sophia repeatedly had called Davido the best father in the world, the best dad in the world. Okay, in those videos that I did, that first one, I uploaded before my presentation. I uploaded pictures of all the birthdays of Imade that Davido attended. Sophia was so happy. You could see three of them, they take photographs together. And then Sophia was so happy, smiling, shouting and everything in those videos and in those pictures. But I just uploaded just the pictures. So after now giving them 1 million naira, other people gave. Davido realized about, I think, 200 million naira. So he added his own 50 million naira. That is to tell you that he was just trying to catch cruise. It's not as if he doesn't have the money. He added his own 50 million naira, making it 250 million naira. And he set up a committee of responsible men and women. And I said to them, take this 250 million, get all the details of all the orphanages in the country, and then share this 250 million naira to them. So how can such a man now not take care of his own? And we have also seen pictures over the years of how Davido has been so close to Imade, being that is the first child before the other ones now started coming, how he has been so close to this girl. There was even one I just saw recently where he was washing the hair of the girl. Just put the girl's hair, at the wash and basin, and was just washing the girl's hair with the shampoo and everything, going by his age and going by his status in the society. But he still had time to show this girl love. It has always been like that for one thing or the other. When Imade marked her 5th birthday, you can imagine a girl of 5 years old. Davido bought her in 2021. He bought her 2021 Range Rover model, which we all know that that girl cannot drive the car. It has to be the mother that will drive it. It's the mother that practically owns the car. Now, this thing that Davido is being dragged 5 months ago, thereabout, Davido also bought a new SUV for this girl. And the same school this girl is attending is the same school she's still attending to today. And who is paying the school fees is Davido. So you begin to wonder, all the while, Sophia has always been praising Davido as the best dad, and everything has been going on well. There were times, once or twice, that they flew to Ghana together. They had something to do differently, but because Davido was going to Ghana, so he now enlisted Sophia and Made, who also had one or two things to do in Ghana. He enlisted them, so they all flew to Ghana together. Everything was just okay. Davido was being hailed. Nobody was complaining, nothing. Much later, when Davido now decided, in fact, there was also a time they went to Ghana on vacation. Sophia coordinated that. Sophia, Amanda, and their 2 daughters, and Davido, they all went there and had fun. I think it was Christmas of 2022 or so, I can't remember now. But they all went to Ghana and they had a good time and everything. And at the end of the day, everybody was happy and they all got back home. Amanda flew back to US because she's based in Atlanta, US, and then Davido and flew back to Nigeria. I think he stayed back in Ghana for 1 or 2 days, or he flew back in. But at the end of the day, everybody got home and everybody was happy. Sophia was so happy, counting a bottle of wine they have taken, and so on and so forth. Now you begin to wonder what happened. What now happened? What changed? Guys, as I said, as you're joining, these are the things I want us to discuss and analyze. Now, when Davido, had issues with Chioma, nobody had anything from Chioma. In fact, Chioma didn't go to that Ghana with them. Nobody had anything. She was not dragging anybody. That's her boy. If I was still alive, she was the one that was taking care of. She was the one that was breaking up Ifeanyi. She was just the one that was just bringing up. No talking anywhere, no nothing, no noise, no puffing, no dragging. And again, guys, I want to bring to our information. You see that Imade's Instagram page that the mother now uses to post something. If you follow that page, the previous post that Sophia made there, she was always saying, purportedly now to be that is Imade, you are my guy forever. I love you forever. Imade cannot be calling her father, you are my guy forever. Imade cannot call her father, you are my guy forever, for God's sake. Guys, what do you think? He cannot. She cannot call her father my guy forever. I love you forever. There were sensitive posts there that conveys a feeling of a full-grown woman to a man, irrespective of the fact that it was coming under the flying sail of Imade's page. But, it was just very obvious, okay? But as at that time, Chioma and Davido, they had their issues that time. But eventually, when they now do now, they came back together, when they now reconciled and they now boiled down to Davido now marrying her. So Chioma now moved back to Davido's house. Meanwhile, there was another time that Imade called her father and now told him that she wanted to host her friends to a party in his own house in Banana Island. Meanwhile, they are also living in Banana Island. Imade and her mother is also living in Banana Island. But Davido now also lived in Banana Island as at that time, in the house where the unfortunate incident happened. Imade called her dad and said she wanted to host her friends to a party in that particular house, that is Davido's house. Davido obliged her and just went on a talk or concert or whatever. So Imade came with her mom and her friends, and they held the party there. And then Sophia was, taking pictures here and there in the living room, in the kitchen, just taking pictures here and there, which she also later uploaded. So you begin to wonder what now went wrong. Guys, the reason why I'm saying we should analyze this because the Sophia we're talking about that has always been hailing Davido and all that, and Davido is still paying the school fees of Imade. You will think that this Christmas, at least she will now say, okay, Imade, you go and stay with me. Even if you don't want to take her to Davido's house, because Davido and his wife, as at that time, say I think as a Christmas time they were in US, you could have taken me to the father-in-law, that is Imade's granddad, chairman. There's no how that girl, even if it means sending the private jet to fly only her to US, they would have done that to bring her, to be bonding with her sisters and her brother. But no, she didn't go. I wouldn't know why, except for what is now playing out. So it's now giving a link to what might probably be the issue. So having said that, when Davido now, decided to now marry Chioma, it's like all hell was let loose. All hell was let loose. Because you begin to wonder, is it see, I think, I might not be right, but I think that when such a thing happens, as in when a man has a child out of wedlock, there's a baby mama, and then the baby mama now feels that this child, bringing her up, only me I will not be able to handle it. Meanwhile, the father is paying the school fees and still buys her car and everything. If it is now her feeding and her nanny, the mother can handle that because the mother has something doing, apparently established for her by the baby daddy. However, if Sophia had wanted Davido to be the one that will be paying the nanny, then you allow him to employ a nanny for her. You allow her to employ a nanny for her. So he now knows this is how much I'm going to be paid. So it will be his responsibility. You employ the nanny, which I'm not certain Davido is aware now. And then all you now do was to now say, okay, Davido, you bring $800 that we're going to be paying this nanny every month. That is 1 million naira. That is too much now for somebody he did not, employ. Recall that Ubi Franklin is the manager of Chioma. It was Davido that engaged the services of Ubi Franklin to be managing, because there was a time Chioma was influencing for, I think, bags and necklaces or something. There was a time Chioma had clothing outfit like that. So Davido engaged the services of Ubi Franklin to be the manager of Chioma. So he takes the responsibility. He pays the guy because he knows what he agreed with him. So he pays him. Yet Chioma is not involved. So if Sophia had known that, I'm not able to cater for this nanny, maybe, or my daughter needs a nanny or something, it could have been that it will be Davido that will engage the services of a nanny, so that at the end of the month, he knows that this is what I agreed to be paying the nanny, and then he pays off. But for you now to get a nanny, and all this while, we have not been hearing about this nanny. And it's not as if that, okay, like the Range Rover now, the Range Rover is there, the new SUV is there. I mean, those vehicles now are being used by this lady. But we're still asking for 1 million naira for this guy to pay, and then, drag him here and there to now refuse that he shouldn't see his daughter, that if he wants to see his daughter, he should come to your own house to come and see his daughter. Who does that, guys? Who does that? Because this is a married man. You now want him to come to your house, a single lady who is his baby mama, to come and see his daughter. It doesn't work like that now. What about the girl going to see her father? What about dropping her off to see her father. Okay, if you feel that the wife might start maltreating the girl, which is not true, then you take her to. Davido has a sister, Sharon, who also was even Sophia's friend. She has, I mean, she knows Sophia's address. You can take her to Sophia's house. Or you can take her to Davido's father's house where they will all meet and then have a good time and everything. But this one, no, there's nothing like that. And at the end of the day, it was just dragging here and there. Now, at the end of the day, to Tiwa, that Davido felt, the kind of friends we are, how close we were. Okay, they have even done collab, I think once or twice. That he expected her probably to like tell Sophia to take down this post. He's so insensitive of you mentioning a fine and all that, knowing that this thing gets to this guy and everything. I think that is where Davido wasn't happy about Tiwa. But then Tiwa as a friend, what are friends for? If Davido was there for you when you got back to Nigeria, provided an accommodation and you guys were put together until you were able to like find your feet in the industry now that you're now a superstar, will he be out of place as a friend to that 1 million naira for you to even be paying it? Because we have never seen you, Tiwa, drag T-Bliss that he has not been bringing money. Or are you telling us T-Bliss is the one that is paying the school fees of Jamil and buying cars for him and everything? Otherwise, there's no receipt, there's no evidence that is put out there. So if you are the one that is doing it and then you don't, okay, because you love that boy very well, very handsome boy like that, will he be out of place that now that your friend Davido, is being dragged over 1 million naira, will it be out of place for you to now say, okay, let me be paying this 1 million naira? If you pay that one, so for the 2 years that Sophia is in, that's about 24 million naira. Tiwa, you have that 24 million naira as a friend. If you pay that 24 million naira, then you can now call Davido. Bros, whatever thing you call him, what is going on now? How do we handle this? Davido can now say, okay, no, 1 million is too much. Okay, let me get a nanny for her, or give me my daughter, let me train her, or something. Then agreement can now be reached. You approach it from a friend angle, as in from the angle of, brokering peace between the two. I don't expect you to break up with Sophia, your friend, because she's dragging Davido. And I also do not expect you to break off with Davido because Sophia is dragging her. No. But since you are in between, there's a way you play this role that would have been better off than this way that, it happened, and this way that, everything has now gone haywire. Now, Kuti just now later, uploaded the chat between Davido and Tiwa that led to all this thread that we've been talking about. Meanwhile, it was even Tiwa that was not even insulting Davido. You're stupid, go and do your worst, and so on and so forth. You begin to wonder, this person that is claiming the victims, but look at it, or maybe she didn't know that Kuti Juice was going to release that thing or something. But from that tip, you can tell that it was even her. All Davido said in the voice note that he said there was, when he called and said, okay, I saw your missed call, but the WhatsApp call is not working in Dubai. I'm in Dubai, but I'll be back in Lagos in 2 days' time. When I get back, we'll see something like that. You didn't now wait for the 2 days, and then you now went and wrote a petition to the police. In fact, I don't know if it's true. People, everybody is entitled to your opinion. Once something is on social media like that, somebody said that Tiwa is producing a movie. Is it Gary and what, or Gary what, or something, that she's using that to now prove. I say, no, Tiwa cannot do that because Tiwa is a superstar. She's well known. So why would you need, to use the video to cloud chase? If she's not known, that's a different. But Tiwa is known, without any advanced promo set. People will still watch the movie, okay, to see her first movie, how she, acted, and then how she fared in that movie and all that, So that is by the way. So having said that, after Tiwa wrote that, Davido still didn't cough. I don't know. I think police have maybe later invited him or has not. I don't know the extent of that one for now. But the thing is that the Tiwa's ex-husband, T-Bliss Abalogo, now wrote to Davido, insulting and threatening him. I don't know how, as a man, that he doesn't have sense, all manner of insults. Okay? I felt that, look, nobody has a monopoly of knowledge. I've always said that in a couple of my videos. If you feel Davido is getting things wrong, that is overreacting or whatever, as a man, there's a way you try to, you calm your wife down and say, look, nothing doesn't mean it. And then you try to get Davido. If you had called him once or twice and he didn't respond to you, that does not mean that he will not respond to you. Do you understand? Because I feel that Davido also should know why you're calling him. Maybe he wasn't ready to talk about it that time, or he wanted to calm down before talking to you about it. But if it had gotten out of hand to the extent of writing to the police, his father should have been respected. His father should have been respected to now tell him, look, this is what your boy is doing. And then you now see how his father will react. It's when you try to seek peace, like the Bible says, with all men, and it fails on all angles, and you're now saying, okay, you're going to the police, then that's a different thing. But the unfortunate thing, Seth, is that it's even Tiwa that was insulting Davido in the voice note that Kuti just released. But Tiwa is now the one that is claiming the victim. For T-Blaze now to come and join issues and now started, as if not for Tunde Ednot. So if you know Tunde Ednot, you should have told Tunde Ednot, okay, let him arrange a meeting with you and Davido, so that you can now sit down one-on-one and talk this thing as man to man, rather than a situation whereby you now come and put, because the unfortunate thing is that your own threats that came with insults and everything is unwritten. The evidence is there. But Tiwa said that Davido didn't even say it to her directly. It was a staff that is the manager or the staff or whoever of Tiwa's, who is also working for Davido, maybe partially also, that told Tiwa. So it wasn't as if it's Davido that told Tiwa direct. So it is that guy's word against Davido's. But this one, T down came and wrote it direct, and it's just there on the social media. Somebody can screenshot and keep. So that if Davido now decides to say, okay, I'm going to see you, at least there's a physical evidence, there's an evidence, there's a factual evidence there, unlike in your own. That's why I said you should have told the part of peace. Meanwhile, you are in LA, US, and then Tiwa and Jamil, they are here. If you now come and issue this kind of a threat and then you go back to US, they are the ones here. So how have you protected them? Meanwhile, the same team that T-Blaze that is talking like that, there was a time, I think last year or last 2 years, that the video of the intimacy of his ex-wife Tiwa and a guy, traded online, that everybody suspecting that it's that guy that did that. What did T-Blaze do? Not, he didn't even cough. So we expected him to now come strong on that guy, to like, okay, you want to tarnish the reputation of my wife, you want to, tarnish her career, because that kind of a thing is enough to make some followers, to unfollow her, that this woman is not responsible. But you didn't cough. It is now Davido's own that you are not even threatening. You are not even threatening. So this is part of the thing. I'm like, this shouldn't have gotten to this extent, at least without discussing it as per friends, because you all are friends. As far as I'm concerned, you all are friends, right? But for somebody to now to come and now be, putting it like this, it now looks somehow. Then before you can now say, oh, how do we now handle this? Please, you guys should shield yourself and then see how you can reconcile and then see how you can handle this off police issue and all that. Sophia now wrote at home, writing a letter of cease and desist to Davido, petitioning that she's being bullied. You'll be like, no. Who signed that in, please? Who? The solicitors have signed this and said that they're writing on behalf of their client, Sophia Momodi. How? How did you now come to this? Bullying you for what? For what exactly? The very man that you are hyping, the very man that you are so wonderful to you and the world provided. Is it because he now got married? Okay, if he didn't marry you, yes, I understand, how it could be. But does it now warrant this? Does it now warrant this? And the police people that this petition, maybe is copied to, or the lawyers, or the whoever that this petition is copied to, they also see on the social media, okay, the things you are posted about Davido, how Davido, the birthday of this girl that Davido has attended, how the other baby mamas, including Larissa London, nobody is coughing. It's only this Imade's own that is a challenge. It's only this Imade's own that, there's a sense of entitlement. It has to be this way, it has to be that way. Like T-Blaze said in his own write-up, and that post that he made, that Sophia gets a light condition. You begin to wonder, light condition for a man to see his daughter. That's why most men, when you have a child out of wedlock for them and you start dragging them, they just abandon you and the child. They abandon you and the child. Or else some can even tell you, okay, you give me my child, I'll bring him up. I'll bring him up. I've already told my wife so they can grow up together. So the baby mamas most times will say no because they know what they are getting. Look at May Edochie, for instance. The issue that is having, have you ever seen her come out to say, okay, you has not paid school fees or you has paid school fees? Whatever thing they say, everything is just moving on fine. So there are some times, and you can't tell me that Sophia, because there was a time Sophia made a post, no, a video, last year or so, where she was saying that anywhere a mother wants to go to, she will go. Anything she wants, she will get. So if you have the money to do that, then why are you now dragging this guy to that? If she's still paying the school fees and bought her SUV, then why are you now, which role are you now playing? Which part are you playing in bringing up the girl? You're also supposed to be strong in the life of your daughter. So which role are you now playing that now warranted you to be dragging this guy? The 1 million naira, you cannot pay it, but you are willing to take her anywhere she wants to go to or something. So, guys, that's why I said let's analyze this. So, does this thing now warrant? Assuming Davido is no longer paying the school fees of this girl or hands off everything that concerns a mother, it will be like, no, Davido, you can't do that, okay? But this one, he's still paying. It's the same school that this girl is attending that he's still attending. Only God knows how many millions he's paid in that school. The same school, and they just bought her a car. Now, is it now 1 million that Sophia cannot pay? Because if you have the money to say, okay, anything she wants, she will get. Anywhere she wants to go to, she will go there. Okay? Then is it now 1 million that you cannot pay your nanny, the nanny that you hired yourself? If 1 million is too much for you to pay a nanny, you can even get somebody that is cheaper. But if you can afford it, so why is it a challenge? Why are you now dragging this guy? Why? The same man you claim that you admire and hailed and everything, which means if Davido's career should nosedive today, God forbid, that means you'll be found wanting. Maybe you abandon him. Maybe you will abandon him. Because if you can go to this extent, to the extent of writing, if you had even ended up saying it, just like that, but this one to the extent of now writing. But on the other hand, the second video I did, I said, fine, this is even good. So that at the end of the day, since she has gone legal, so to say, at the end of the day, this thing will be now decided. It will now be decided. Davido, you pay the school fees as usual to the school where the girl is attending. Maybe the car you used to buy and everything, you stop everything. You have already gotten 2 cars, so let her be using the car. By the time this girl is grown, she will come looking for you. If the mother now decided she's going to change her name from Adeleke to Momodu, so that she now become maybe Abigail Momodu or whoever, let her be. So that at the end of the day, by the time this girl is grown, this girl will have fond memories of how when she was still a very young girl, how you were, playing with her, how you were strong in her life, and she will come looking for you. Rather than all this dragging. Then to Davido, I'd like to say, to an extent, I won't blame you because I will blame you, but I won't blame you. Let me start with why I said I won't blame you. It is your nature. Okay, you are a kind man. You help people. It's not just your baby mamas and all that. You help them, and because of that, your kind nature, because of that, your benevolent nature, you extended it to your baby mamas, taking care of them, providing for them. So they now started having ideas. The false assumption that you like them or that that you could end up marrying them. I think that is the false assumption that led to all these errors. Because if they have seen you to be that you're just trying to, be the man you are, a very kind man, a very good man that helps people and all that, maybe the expectation, if the expectation is not that much, maybe it wouldn't have resulted to this. But because you are now being your normal self, so expectations started rising. There was no false assumption that, okay, this could be me. When we take photographs together, everybody's laughing together. I recall the other day, I think your mother's 6th birthday or so, when you were healing Sophia, that she's a good mom. And, things, ideas started running in. And then there was also a time she posted one outfit that she wore, I think light brown outfit or light purple outfit like that, lilac outfit. And you commented, and Davido commented and said, my money is showing, right? So these are the kind of things that could make a lady, whip up her emotions, towards you. That maybe you meant it for forever, you meant it for marriage or so on and so forth. So that when it doesn't come through, like even though you didn't say that, even though you said you have never promised that you're going to marry her, but she, based on those ways you are treating her, might start having ideas, might start having that kind of assumption, which is false of her. So that's why I said I will not blame you, because you are being yourself. But where I blame you is that you should have known where to draw the line. When you saw that this thing is now tilting towards, you should have started long time ago to start cutting this rope. So that by the time you end up marrying who you now married, okay, there won't be this dragging. Because I think where the major thing is coming out is they just married your wife and then you now try to like safeguard your family and just be with your family and everything. That's why you're so close to it, so that the shock alone is what they are reacting to. Remember Anita Brown, it was the same thing. She ranted and ranted and ranted and threatened that she's even going to come to Lagos to now come and grant an interview to say how you met with her, how you, all manner of things she threatened, to the extent that, she think so much pain her that she now started even involving Chioma that didn't say anything to her, Chioma that didn't do anything to her. So you can imagine that's how ladies are. There's a way you do something for a lady, that's where most men or some men, gets it wrong. And I want some men to learn this. If you want to help a lady, help her in such a way that, it will not read a meaning that, you have a soft spot for her. Because usually that is where their minds start tilting towards. And at the end of the day, when you now say, no, I didn't mean it, I just wanted to help another, they see you as a bad person and they start dragging, they start attacking you. Always make it very, if you are going to help somebody, do it in such a way that it will not be misunderstood. That's the point I'm making here. Because by the time you do it in such a way that, you are giving an impression that, you like this person or whatever, by the time you now say, no, I didn't mean it like that, and all that, the person will not understand it like that. It becomes a problem. Okay, it becomes a problem. So I like to start by saying to Sophia in the counsel for all the parties, I like to start by saying to Sophia, first of all, Sophia, I want you to know there are two issues that is at stake in this step and in this approach that you're taking. Number one, you are exposing your precious daughter, Imade, very intelligent girl. You are exposing her to using the social media to ridicule, to speak, or to reach out to anybody she wants to reach out to, whether for good or for bad. For her age, 8 years old, it is not just the best thing. It is not just the best thing, right? I think that before, Imade used to call her dad. I think she has a phone. She should have a phone. So I think she used to call her dad. When she calls her dad, she can be between her, the discussion can be between her. Even if she's going to tell her dad, ever since my brother died, you've not busy, it will just be between them. Davido can now tell her one or two things, But coming to put it on the post, that girl is learning that trend that this is the best way to ridicule somebody, either you, her dad, or any other person her dad, and it's a bad trend. It's not a very good one, Sophia. It's not. That is number one. Then number two, to you, Sophia, let me tell you the truth. You are a very pretty lady. Your figure, the way you dress, the way you take care of yourself is top notch. Sophia, there might be a guy, except if you decided in your life that you don't want to get married again. But I don't think that's the best one because you're a young lady. I don't know how old you are. I'm not interested in anybody's age, okay? Because it's not age that we're talking about here, it's the personality. There must be a guy somewhere that is for you. There must be a guy somewhere who really and genuinely loves you to be his wife. But you know one thing, this way you are dragging Davido and putting all this, what you are now trying to do is that you are now making the person to be afraid of you. You are now making people to be afraid of you. Do you understand? You are making people to be afraid of you. Because at the end of the day, if the guy wants to come, even her family will say, who do you want to marry? Can you hear me?
Good evening, ma. Can I hear you, ma?
Yeah,
But
okay. So,
this
yes,
is
you
dark.
know the topic. Yeah, you know the topic we are talking about, the rift between Davido and the trio of Sophia,
Yes.
Tiwa, and her ex. Yeah. So I've just given a background of what happened, and I am trying to say to Sophia that the trend she's following is absolutely not good. That's it's not very good. It's not very encouraging. You know why? Because she has always been praising Davido. She has always been there for Davido, hyping him that he's better in the world and everything. Recall when Davido said jokingly that he doesn't have money, his friends should contribute 1 million for him. Sophia was among the first that did that. And Davido raised about 200 million from that and added his own 50 million and gave it out to be shared to orphanages all over the country. Now, for Sophia, now at the end of the day, whatever that is the problem, Davido is still paying the school fees of her daughter because it's the same school that Imade is still attending. And Davido 5 months ago bought Imade a new SUV, assigns the Range Rover 2021 model he bought her at the age of 5 in 2021. So to an extent, this guy is playing his role as a father. But for Sophia to now come and say that Davido should come and pay 1 million naira to the nanny. That nanny is paid $800 every month. The nanny of Imade. So I'm saying, if you are telling Davido to pay, then you should have allowed Davido to employ the services of a nanny. So he will know that it is his responsibility to be paying such a person. You can't employ a nanny and then tell Davido, I've employed somebody for $800, so you come and pay. It doesn't work like that. And I said, it will be Franklin, that is the manager of Davido's wife, Chioma. It was Davido that engaged in services, and it's Davido that is responsible for his payments. Do you understand what I'm saying now?
Yes, I'm with you, man.
So that's just the thing. So I don't know. Is it that Sophia? What do you think? Is it that Sophia, the way she's going about it is right? By now going to the extent of writing a cease and desist letter, threatening that Davido is bullying her, that if anything should happen to her, Sophia of all people.
So most of all these things is just a lack of understanding in some aspects, because as you have mentioned, if you want somebody to take care of a responsibility, you should inform the person first before you go ahead to make that decision. So you
Exactly,
don't you don't
exactly.
you don't just go ahead to employ a nanny at a very ridiculous price and expect the person to now foot the bill. If you
Exactly.
want that, if she want that kind of service, she should have paid by herself or consult the person that will pay before she make that kind of decision. So I think that's where
Exactly.
the communication gap was, and that's the
Yeah.
bond. That's the point of contention.
Yes. And again, for her to even now be saying that Davido is bullying her, and that if anything should happen to her, okay, that Davido should be held responsible. So you begin to wonder how. Why would Davido
Eh,
now want to harm Sophia? Do you
of
understand?
course,
She has kept the job.
it's a genuine cry, because we might not know what the conversation they may be having in the house or behind the scene, that it's not made public. So because she demanding
Okay.
for money, Davido too will want to find a way to negotiate something reasonable, which might be through force or through cool-headed conversation. So maybe that's where the threat is. Maybe that's the angle where the threat is coming from, and they have not been able to find a common ground. So that's why she's scared of her life. So that maybe she's afraid if she did not budge to what the video is saying, then it might lead to him using force to force her to change that decision. So I think that's where the this thing is coming from.
But if you recall, T. Bliss in the letter that, I mean, in the post that he made, where he was also insulting and then threatening Davido, he said that Sophia said that whatever thing that is going to go on between her and Davido in respect of Imade should come through her lawyers. So they're not even in talking terms. It was the post that Sophia made about Imade, using Imade's page to say that I'm missing my dad after the death of my father. After the death of my brother, Ifeanyi. That was what Davido didn't actually like, because up till now, Davido is still struggling to forget about the death of that boy, or the bite
Yes.
of that boy. So, but like you rightly said, maybe there was a discussion between them that now made her to now say, okay, this is it, this is it. He's threatening me and
Yes.
all that. It could be.
Yes, I'm suspecting maybe there's some other things going on that we are not seeing.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
if you remember, the I guess the rift between Davido and Tiwa Savage started when the Sophia and Tiwa was seen together. To so
No. It wasn't. I don't think so. You know why I said I don't think so? Davido and Tiwa have been friends for a very long time. It was Davido that introduced Tiwa to Sophia. When Davido got back to, I mean, when Sophia got back to Nigeria from London, it was Davido's house that she lived. They have been so, in fact, they've done collab once or twice. And Sophia and Tiwa has been friends. They've been posting pictures and everything. But I think why Davido was not happy with Tiwa was when Sophia used Emade's page, where she has always been posting, I love you forever, my guy, you are my guy forever, and so on and so forth. Before Davido now married Chioma, she now posted, purporting it to be Emade, her daughter, that I am missing my dad, who, maybe has not been there for me or whatever since my brother's death. So Davido, as a good friend of Tiwa, expected Tiwa to tell Sophia to take down that post that is so insensitive because of the way he still feels about Ifeanyi's demise. But when Sophia, Tiwa didn't do that and now posted their picture as in, look, you can't come between us or something. I think that was where Davido now also lost it. But that is not to the point of threatening anybody. If Davido actually threatened, then that is very wrong of him. He shouldn't. He
Why
shouldn't.
I actually brought that up is that the way Davido reacted to Sophia and Tiwa Savage uh, posts and the whole this thing
Yeah.
is a reflection of how he feels about Sophia. So maybe that's why the Sophia too is also afraid of her life. That okay, if this guy can also react to this post like this, and this just a so nobody knows how he has been reacting to her in the private in
No,
the
no,
DM. So
no. See what happened. See what
so I
happened.
get no. I'm just using it as an. I'm just using it
Yes,
as a
I know, but
reflection. I know.
I want to just let you know before you go on. Let me just chip this in. I want you to just know that you are right, because if the tone of that of Tiwa, there's Sophia Tiwa, that is your friend that you introduced me to. If you can talk to her like this, then maybe me myself. But the thing is that Kuti is now revealed a chat between Davido and Tiwa. It was even Tiwa that was now insulting Davido and now threatening Davido, calling him a fool, go and do your worst, and so on and so forth. Do you understand? That's it. The whole thing is just that. That's why I said, look, this rift is
Yeah.
something else. Maybe there's something they didn't put out there for us, okay?
Yes, that's exactly it. Because even if somebody release chat, it might just be his own part. Maybe like let's say like this now. Me and you have
Mm,
issue, and because I have your phone number, I called you and I vent every vent, and I wanted to vent, and just because you are
yes.
angry, you responded with a message. So now
Yeah.
people can say, okay, you should have started it because it's your message that I could because you did not record my voice. I just screenshot your message and start sharing it to the world that you should have caused it. So it could be in different angles. We can only know to the extent that it's being revealed on the media. Any other
Mm,
thing is still much within them and we cannot say. But
mm.
for Sophia to cry out, it's actually a genuine cry, despite the fact that she made a mistake of not informing the person that was supposed to pay for the fees.
Mm.
But our cries are still a genuine cry, and it's something that we should listen to, and so that the same thing that happened before will not happen. That will not say and she said it and she said it and said it too, but at that time it might be too late.
Okay, but what would you think? We're analyzing this whole thing now, okay,
Yeah.
based on what they put out there. We don't live with them. So it's based on what they put out there that we're now using to analyze this. What do you think, or why would you think that Sophia at this point in time now is hitting hard on Davido, requesting for this money? This nanny's money, nobody's heard about it before. When he was sponsoring the birthdays of the daughter and everything, nobody heard about it, paying the school fees, buying her cars and everything. Nobody heard about it. Some people are saying that it's because he married Choma, that it was as since he married Choma.
You might not be far from the truth because
You understand? Because there was
sometimes
a post that there was a post that is, Sophia made, where I think somebody asked her, how do you feel your ex marrying another or something like that. So yeah, can't remember the question they asked her. Then she now said 1,000 children, I be 1,000 women, I be 10,000 women, and 15,000 children. Something like he has always been mocking and mocking and mocking and mocking the video, something like that. So is it because she married Chioma? I mean, he married Chioma, or is it that I don't know? I just don't know. What do you think?
uh,
Because if
it
you
might
have been commending this guy, at what point in time did something now change?
it might actually be you might actually be right with that assumption that because he finally settled down. Before when he has not made a choice, then he still has hope that it could be any of them. But after he make a decision, then she realized that she
Yes.
has lost out, and
Yeah.
she might look for every avenue to just get back at him at any opportunity she can. So maybe this is actually part of the avenue she could fathom out to get back
Okay.
at him, to just drag him and make sure that okay, not might not just be, might not even be for the money, just to just drag him and just put his name out there, just so that
Agree.
she will not look as if
Because she has money. She has money.
yeah. So she just don't want, maybe she don't want to lose out totally. At least let me just fight also for my right or something, just and
Mm,
maybe to still get involved
mm,
with Davido, because him paying the money also or those kind of thing, that then gradually she still get involved in his own life, then hopefully maybe something could happen again, and so it could be a game plan, it could be anything, it could be
you
a
are right.
revenge strategy.
You are right. You are right. But you see, there's a way she would have gone about this, in a nice way. She will even benefit them more. Do you know that the second baby mama of the video, you know Amanda now? I mean, you must have been hearing about Amanda. I also do not know her, just
Yes,
hear about her. Amanda
yes, I do.
gave birth to the second girl, Haley. Do you know that Amanda, there's no dragging from her? In fact, she on this Christmas that just this 2023 Christmas, she brought Haley to Davido. So Haley, the twins, Joma, Sharon, their dad, all of them, they spent Christmas vacation together. So you begin to ask, why is Emade's own different? Because if you're talking of Haley is still the daughter of the day, it's not adopted, it's his blood. So if Haley's mother, brings her, and in fact, even if I died, Haley's mother condoled with Davido. But today, Sophia didn't do that. Imade didn't do that. Imade that is saying that is after the death of my brother. So he hinged on the death of my brother because it was after the death of the brother that he married Joma. Can you see?
he
Do
just
you understand?
he
So
just he, ju-
the
he
Davido
just
didn't know.
I guess he just fighting for a breath in the old this thing, and she maybe all those not coming, she don't want to actually look as if she's begging for attention, whereas she literally needs the attention, but she don't want to beg for it, and she's looking for another way to
Mm.
just get it, whichever this thing. So, my battery is low. I just feel I should join you for a while to just
Oh,
confirm.
okay, okay. Thank you for your discussion. Okay, I
Yes.
wanted to ask you, the counsel you have for them, before, but I don't know. Can you still carry it to
Okay.
share your
So
counsel?
what I would just say is, and
Yeah, because
for other people.
hold on. Let me quickly say this because if you're saying she doesn't want to beg for it, do you know the ways you go about this thing that would even benefit her the more? For instance, if she had even allowed Imade to go for this Christmas vacation, then if Imade is going, oh, Daddy, my nanny, my mommy has not paid my nanny, she doesn't have money to pay, man. Please give me money to do. Okay, how much? $20,000, $30,000. He will give it to the girl. You still bring it to the mom. Do you understand? Like
Yeah,
this, me and you know that Imade at 8 cannot drive a car. It's still her that will
of
be
course,
driving the car. But
of
however,
course.
just let me know so there's a way she would have gone about this thing. She will even benefit the more. But going about it, just hitting a rock like that, you understand? It will just kind of bounce back. But thank God they
Yeah,
have gone legal about it so that this thing can be resolved also because they're dragging all the time, it doesn't make sense. Honestly, it doesn't make sense. Yeah. So let
yeah.
me hear the counsel you have for them, for all the
So
parties.
what I would just say is that, and to maybe every other person watching this, is just that, yeah, there are limits to what people should bring out there, and the one is important to just make sure that every secret is a secret. Family issue is family issue. Personal issue is personal issue. That's one of the things I respect the most with Don Jazzy. You can never hear about his family issue
Exactly.
out there. And for her, she should just look for a better way to resolve for these things, negotiate for a better deal, or allow the
Okay.
father to get a nanny that with the amount that the man can afford to pay, and to the guy also, he should just negotiate well, and just so that all these things will just remove from the media, so that they will just solve it within themselves, and that's
Okay. What
that's what I
about
have to
you?
say.
What
Okay,
about
my
Tiwa
guy.
and her husband, her ex? Okay. Okay, thank you for that counsel that you have for them. I think it's a good one. Going about it the right way. At the end of the day, you will even be the person that will benefit them more. But there's a way you go about it. You now create more enmity. Okay, whether we believe it or not, you don't know where you're going to meet somebody tomorrow. So that's why it's always good to keep every relationship open-ended, whether as a man or as a woman. I was trying to tell Sophia that look, the counsel I have for you is to look, there might be a guy somewhere that genuinely loves you, that genuinely wants to marry you. But the fear at the back of his mind would be like, okay, if there's any issue tomorrow, is that how you'll be dragging me? They will now see you as a troublesome person. They will now see you as a worrisome person. But I see Sophia as somebody who is lively, somebody who is outspoken, somebody who just likes to, enjoy her life, take care of herself, and then that's it. But this angle that you are now approaching, this approach you are now using to go about this thing, I think it's too much of a way to handle this. Okay, if there's any more friendly way you can go about, even though this thing has gone legal, so I don't know whether maybe it's late now to you to go about it in a friendly way and all that, since it has gone legal. So maybe it will now be decided like that once and for all, so that this thing can be sorted out. But I also want you, Sophia, to put at the back of your mind that this girl that you love, that this girl you intend to protect, is that this girl now that might end up suffering this. Because, excuse me, if at the end of the day the father now said, okay, you know what, to avoid all this drama, you know what, so you keep the girl. When the girl is grown, she will look for me. Then I can take off from where you started at the end of the day. And this girl, if she grows up to know or to see all this dragging and everything, she might not like it because she might remember one or two things you were telling her in the house. She might not have told anybody. You may have not told anybody, but she knows the position of things. I saw one video that you people were having an outing, and then you were saying that look at this girl. She said she's not hungry, but she was the first person to finish before every other person. She now said yes, she finished her food because she doesn't want your yelling. She doesn't want your ranting. Before you know it, you start yelling, and before you know it, you start shouting and all that. If she has that impression about you, okay, by the time she's grown, yes, you can apply that now to a minimal stage to be able to correct her as a young girl. But if it is now going to be getting her to drag her father because they have a bond, they share a bond. If it is not going to be that, by the time she's grown, she might see it in the other side and it will backfire. That way, she will now see you as somebody who is now troubled, as somebody who is now the one that is troubling her father. Okay? So, whatever thing that is going to happen, if she has the phone number of Davido, her father, if she wants to talk to her father, let her use the phone and talk to the man. Let her use the phone and talk to the man. It makes it easier for her. Then if she now says, okay, let her come for vacation. If he doesn't want her to go for vacation for reasons best known to you, fine, you can tell her, no, you don't want her to go. So you keep her with him. Maybe by the time she's grown, she will now be old enough to look for her father because, now at the age of 8, you might say she's too young to, go and stay with her father. You want her to stay with you. Oh, well and fine. But watch what you are telling her now. Watch the things you are telling her now about her father. The thing will register somewhere along the line. By the time she now starts seeing that it's the opposite, it might backfire. And like I said, somebody might be interested in you who will see this and then see you as somebody that she won't be able to control, and see you as somebody that if tomorrow anything happens to him, in terms of his means of livelihood, that will not be there for him. So it becomes a problem, okay? So that it doesn't backfire. That's what I mean. And for Tiwa, like I said, Tiwa, you were a superstar, right? You are a superstar. There's no way Davido can harm you, no matter what. You know it. You know it, Tiwa. There is just no way Davido can harm you. Even if he has said it direct to you, you know, because you have lived with this guy. He has been your friend. You have lived with him. You should understand. He expected you as a friend. That's my understanding. He expected you as a friend to see things the way, he's seeing it, or see what is paining him and all that. And for you now to come and be telling me, I was there when your son, buy and all that, it now looks as if, you are not feeling the pains or feeling what is feeling or seeing things from his own angle. Much as I want you to balance the relationship, he has no right to tell you who to be your friend or who not to be your friend. But at the same time, I expected you to balance it. There are certain sacrifices you can make a friend. That's why we are friends. When you say this person is your friend, you stand for your friend. Okay. When your friend is down there, you'll be there for him or for her. Okay. Until the person gets back to him or herself. That's what friendship is all about. Like I said, that if it is that 1 million naira that is the question, you can offset the 2 years, that is 24 million. Tiwa, you have the money. Then if that 1 million is too much, then you people can now go for somebody that can charge less amount because that amount is too high. Okay. Then for T-Bliss, your husband, you have your ex-husband, it hasn't gotten to the point of him coming out to now threaten Davido. And then even if you want to like correct Davido or tell him, you don't tell a man how to run his home because nobody will tell him. When he broke your heart, nobody told him. Why did he not come back to marry you when he realized that what he was accusing you of, you didn't do that? So you don't tell a man how to run his house, right? If you feel Davido is not, Davido is also not a perfect human being. If you feel just like every other person, just like you, please, if you feel there's something about this that is not getting right, by the time you get time to speak with him, it's not that you call him on the phone once or twice, you expect him to pick the phone and call you. He's not your boy. You don't feed him and he doesn't feed you. So you cannot cannot say because you called him now and he didn't pick the call. So he's now bluffing or whatever. So you now start throwing tantrums and insulting and all that. I don't think it's right. I expect because the way Jamil is being brought up, whether you are part of it or not, nobody now knows. There's no receipt, there's no evidence. If you had said, okay, look at me, look at the school fees of my son, I've been paying it from so and so until now, and so on and so, then you have the moral standing to now judge him. But now there was nothing like that, okay? But for you now to come and then now start with the threats, honestly, it doesn't make sense. You were accusing him that it doesn't have sense, but what you also did, I didn't say you don't have sense, but what you did is not, it doesn't have any sense in it, okay? If you had come and requested, since you know Tunde Ednot and you know Tunde and Davido is also quite close, if you had even asked Tunde, okay, get this thing, let's sit down and talk with this guy and everything, then you will find out what is happening. Then if you even have a suggestion to give to him, you give to him. But no woman would choose his child and use a child as a blackmail, as a bait to the man that is not married to. You should know that Davido is not married to Tiwa, not married to Sophia. Okay, so if you are now saying those things to Davido, you should know that there's a limit to this kind of thing. There are so many men that will now say, okay, you know what, just give me my child, I'll take care of my child. But if you want to keep your child, then you start bringing up the child and all that. So if he has been praising Davido and so on and so forth, so at what point in time did Davido now stop saying his daughter? At what point in time did he now say the daughter is suffering? The daughter is not suffering anything because he's the one that is still paying the school fees and it's still the school that he attends that is still attending. So T-Bliss, if all things being equal, if this thing, if they say, except for now that it has gone legal and all that, I don't know whether there will still be an opportunity or chance for, but yes, things are always, something, cases are settled out of court. If there's a possibility of handling this, calm your wife down, your ex-wife down, okay? There's no way Davido can hurt Tiwa. There's just no way. There's just no way. It's just like telling that Davido also did a collabo with, Davido coming to hurt Tenny. It's not possible now. It's not possible. If somebody is angry, everybody differs. There are people that when they're angry, you don't see them talk. The other people that when they're angry, they bust out and everything. After talking about it, the way they talk about it, it ends there, right? So I think that post that you made was not called for. I mean, it was too early for you to come with that kind of a tone. It was too early. That post is enough to escalate matters. So you shouldn't have come with that kind of a tone. No matter what, you shouldn't have come with that kind of a tone. Okay. I don't know when last you were in Nigeria. If you had even got, if you're threatening that after Grammy Awards and everything, that you're now going to show him the other side of you and all that time you show him the other side of you, you still come to Nigeria to come and show him that side of him. So why don't you come to Nigeria and then get all of you to sit and talk? Any price you pay for peace to reign is not just too much, because at the end of the day, every person will live in peace and all that. That's the whole essence of it. And guys, I'd like to use this opportunity once again to congratulate Davido for his being chosen to headline the Grammy weekend concert for the Grammy Awards that is coming up next month. I think February 3rd or so. Okay, I'd like to just congratulate him. And for the Echo Atlantic land that he bought, that's a big one. Congratulations, Davido. But in all, Davido, now that this thing has gone legal, let this thing be sorted out once and for all. Okay. If there's anything that is posted about your son, if I, like I said in one of the videos I did, you can start calling this your boy. If I thank God that God has given you another boy, if it's going to help you to heal, right? Try as much as possible to look away from this, because you know that this thing has always been the thing that is always bringing you to one issue or the other, right? There are people that have dragged into time pass at the end of the day, they were not justified. Like a T-Breeze that was mentioning Amaju picnic, mentioning Dele Momodu, and was it not the same Dele Momodu that the uncle of Solomon, Sophia Momodu, that Sophia unfollowed her uncle? So for him to mention that is also wrong. That's why I said the way T-Breeze, came, the tone he came with, it's wrong about it. But at the same time, Davido, please try as much as possible to look away. If this game is over, now that he has gone legal, look away. If it is continue paying the school fees of a man, just be paying the school fee. You see, even the vehicle that you're buying and everything, maybe you can even stop that. Okay, maybe you can even stop that, so that at the end of the day, let Sophia just be handling it. Just look away. Just look away, right? Thank God for Haley that is coming close, but Imade will not be lost because she is your blood, flesh and blood, and you know that, she knows that. A couple of years now from now, she will grow up, and when she grows up, she will come looking for you. She will come looking for you. I think it is better rather than all this dragging, something like this thing is not good for that girl. Yes, it's not good for her. By the time she's grown up and she'll get to see all this, it's not good for her. So that she doesn't take a path that when she's grown up as a woman and they even get married, and that kind of a character will now start reflecting in her. Okay. So please try as much as possible to look away. Thank God for your beautiful wife. Thank God for your peace of mind. Thank God for your home, that is a home indeed. Try as much as possible, Davido, to look away from this. This is now going to be handled uh, legally from these petitions and what have you. If it is a Tiwa, find it in your heart to forgive everybody. I stated it in one of my videos, forgive everybody because we are Christian, forgive everybody. But be selective in your friends. Be selective in the people that you hang out with, people that are your friends. Just be selective. I recall that guy that came and dragged you, that you were supposed to do advert for him and what have you. The guy was seriously did a video and was just lambasting you like that, only for you at the end of the day to bring out the photograph of where you were wearing a blue jersey and the white shirt and place your leg on the football that you did the advert and all that. The guy didn't say anything. So sometimes you know that people can come out, and then as you're rising, people will also be rising in negativism against you, trying to rob you and trying to pull you down. So it's now left for you to be focused, okay? So that above only will be your place, right? Regards to your wife, Chef Chi, the beautiful Chef Chi, your peace of mind. Regards to your twins, and then please, if this thing is resolved, don't expect anybody to fight any battle for you. As a matter of fact, if there's any post that you don't even like, use the post of your wife to answer. Just post the post of your wife and then enter your house. Don't comment on it. Don't ask anybody to, should have told this person to put that. Should have told, no, don't do that. Because once people discover your weak point, once people discover what gets to you, they'll be using it against you. They will be using it against you. So that thing that people think that if they do it, you'll not be able to eat, you'll not be able to breathe, overlook that thing. Overlook it, okay? Don't go to where you're tolerated, go to where you're celebrated. I am glad that you ended up where you're celebrated. That is with trauma. So forget about where you're tolerated. Face where you're celebrated. That is where your joy and your peace lies, okay? And God will continue to uphold you. So I want to thank you all for being part of this discussion. Um, I hope we're able to pick one or two things from the council, but the comment section is still free. You can still make your comments, your counsel, your own ideas and everything. The person that joined, one of the persons that joined was like, maybe there's something they didn't tell us, that's why this threats and bullying, and maybe there's an aspect of that, which I think is also right, because it's possible. It's possible, but we are talking based on what is put out there for the ones who see, the ones who heard. Okay, so guys, I'd like to thank you once again for being part of this. It's been so splendid, being here with you guys. This honor that you have done to me, I'm so grateful. Thank you so very much, guys. And like I said, the comment section is still open and free. Please still let me know your school of thought. The discussion is it might be ending now, but it's not over. So your thoughts, your school of thoughts are still welcomed. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye for now, guys. You are the best. Thanks so very much.